Greetings, Airstream friends. I wanted to go over a real quick maintenance lesson this morning on the electric tongue jack. The tongue jack that comes standard on your Airstream is not the one that you're looking at. This one I had to replace about a year ago. It's a Stromberg Carlson. The original failed when the plastic gears inside got worn out, torn up, and just stopped working, so I had to replace the entire unit. Isn't all that hard to do, but that's for another video. On this video, I just want to talk about two things real quick, and that is how the tongue jack is powered, how it's fused, and also how it's grounded. So those are the couple of areas that I want to talk about. So taking a look at this, you see this cord, this electric power cable comes down from the bottom of the tongue jack, from the motor head there, comes down, runs under your propane tank, and it actually enters the box, your battery box right there. And as it comes through, this is actually the cable, and you see it connects to a this is actually the fuse block, and if you pull this cover off, you can see that there's a big 30 amp fuse in there with a element that's easy to see through the side of the fuse. So if it's burnt out, if it's no longer good, that thing will be burnt, broken looking, will not have a solid connection like the one that you're looking at right now does. So this is connected to positive terminal on the battery. That's always the first thing you want to check if you have an inoperable tongue jack, is take a look at that fuse, and that's underneath that cover on that fuse block. All right, so that's what a 30 amp fuse looks like in my hand. You can see it's pretty big. It's called a blade fuse because these two blades fit down inside the contact connectors on the inside of that fuse block. Anyway, that's a 30 amp fuse. They make them in different styles. This one is not transparent. I'm not wild about that because I can't see it. So, but I carry a whole bag of these things. So I got a couple of them because it does fail from time to time. All right, so the next important thing about your electric tongue jack is you saw that one cable that ran from the bottom here. It has no ground wire on it, and in fact the ground is made between the tongue jack and the tongue of your trailer, the frame of your trailer, through this little plate. And these bolts, there's 3 of them that go through the plate. These things connect to the frame of the trailer, and that is actually what creates the ground for your tongue jack. And without a ground, it's not going to work. So there is a star washer that you see right here underneath this bolt head, and if you look, you can see a little space between the frame and this plate, the tongue jack plate, bottom plate here. And that's because there's actually another star washer that I put in underneath here, and that star washer digs through the paint on the frame and on the plate of the tongue jack to expose the metal and create a good ground. As long as that bolt is tight, you should be able to get a good ground. So that bolt is a 9/16, although I'm finding a 14 millimeters actually a little bit better fit. So one of these will do the trick. The 14 millimeter in my case actually works better. So that's pretty much it. If you establish a good ground, make sure that that fuse is in good shape, make sure that the wire leading to the battery is connected firmly to the terminal. Your tongue jack should work unless there's some other more major mechanical issue with the motor inside, and that may require an entire unit replacement. But most of the time it's one of those 2 things that we just talked about, either the fuse or bad ground. So that'll conclude this video. It's about 5 minutes long, and I hope you get something out of it. Thanks.